This is Dan Tortora here on Wake Up Call in this American Athletic Conference, Media Days for Football. I'm here with Coach Jeff Traylor of UTSA. Coach, how are you?
Thanks. Good. Glad to be here.
So bring me into, obviously joining a new conference, you play the teams that are in front of you, but what are your thoughts about the American?
Well, first, let's don't have any culture pillar violations. We're 40 days out from Houston. So that's where our focus is. Then you got a really good team in Texas State. And G.J. Kenny done a great job getting those guys turned around, Army, and then Tennessee. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Then we get the bye week. Then we'll get into what you're talking about, what a respect we have for this league. Micah Resco does a great job just running the league. Just this. The AAC Media Days is so professionally done and very organized. That's exciting. We have a lot of respect for Willie Fritz and what Tulane's done. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, what the AAC's done, for the last decade. It's incredible what they've done on New Year's Day. And so many teams have been playing ball so long. SMU, Memphis, East Carolina, South Florida, Temple. We've been playing football going on 13 years. And it's kind of a Cinderella story, to say the least.
And like you said, just a little bit over a decade of time playing football at UTSA. What does it say about where this program is at 13 years in, being one of the youngest teams out there?
Well, it starts with our city. We have an amazing city. There's not a better city in the country than coming into San Antonio. It's just a lot of fun. And that's where it starts. The people are very humble.
Yeah.
They're just good folks. They're grateful. They're appreciative. Our administration wants to be good. Our boosters want to be good. So I've got support. We're not where we need to be yet, but we're getting closer every day. And what we've done there in this short amount of time is truly miraculous.
And when you look at kind of what your message is as a coach, you decided to stick around and stay. In the world of college football, there's always that conversation of if a coach does well, recruits well, wins some games here, has some consistency in a positive way, that your name comes up over and over again. Why continue to lead UTSA? What is it about the school that makes you feel like this was the right place to, instead of go somewhere else, to have an extension here?
Well, I was a Texas high school football coach in Gilman for 15 years. They hadn't won a lot, and we started winning. And for 15 straight years, I fielded that exact same question. And it's the same. There's something unique about taking something that's kind of your own. I know it's not just me.
Yeah.
A lot of people helping me right now. But we are the ones that are kind of, the foundation of it. Obviously, Larry Coker did a great job, and I replaced Frank Wilson, who left me some good players. And it's a love for a city, an administration that's very supportive, a city that's very supportive, and it's kind of your own thing right now. And whenever you win, there's going to be those questions every year. So I hope I'm fielding those same questions for 15 more years, because that means we've won a lot of ball games, or y'all won't be asking those questions. So nobody's going to want me to be their coach.
But you look at kind of your personality and how you go about things. And when I spoke with the VP for intercollegiate athletics to lead your athletic department, Lisa Campos, she said that when all the coaches come together and you mingle and kind of speak amongst one another, leadership wise, that you were the perfect representative for UTSA. What does that mean to you to hear that from Lisa?
Well, that was huge. I'll forever be grateful that she gave me a chance. Her and President Amy have been instrumental in all of this. And it seems just like yesterday, I was in there interviewing, and I tease because they both take credit for hiring me now. And if I ever start losing, I want to see which one
who's going to take credit.
Take credit. And I know that Dr. Campos has been a tremendous fan and supportive of me since day one. And I'm grateful. She's a wonderful woman. She loves UTSA. She loves me and my staff. She's never asked me about a win or a loss. Not one time that I've worked for her. She's all about how we treat our kids, and how we take care of them, and how we coach them. And she's got her why is correct. She's got it figured out about why she does what she does.
And you spoke about love and care and concern. In the world of collegiate athletics now, we hear a lot about money. We hear about free agency and all of that. Why do you lead with love? Why do you lead with a desire to truly have a family and not just be in this world of winning at all costs?
It's a spiritual thing with me. It's just something that I believe in, and I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And that money and that pressure, trust me, it gets to us as well. We're humans. But I hope that somehow, my players, our coaches, we can be like, a breath of fresh air, a light to people. And we try to always be that way.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. I repeat, we've got guys on our team that make mistakes. I make them. I've made a few on the way here today, I'm sure. But it's a belief. It's something larger than me, and our staff understands that. In the end, they're all going to stop playing football one day.
Yeah.
But they're all going to be men. And the player I've had that played the longest is Josh McCown. He played 18 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Even then, he was done at 40. You hope he's got 45 more years without football. And now he's coaching for the Carolina Panthers. But anyway, I just want those guys to be men. And football's going to go away one day.
You said it's something spiritual for you, and it's something that we don't hide on the show here. I've always been, my faith is the most important thing to me. I love when somebody brings that up because it gives me an opportunity of opening that door. So I would love for you to just kind of share a little bit more about why you have such a strong faith and why it goes beyond what you typically see in a secular world.
My father and mother, my dad he led the music at church. My mother played the piano at church. So I was in church from Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, revivals. We just grew up in the church. So it was kind of beat into me. And then, what's up, Christopher? Then I got, off in the real world. I go to college, and now you got to decide, what do you really believe? And, life's hard. Life's tough. And, they say you train up a child in the way of the Lord and he'll come back. And that verse was always strong in my heart. And when I started raising my own family and I got married to Carrie, we had Jordan and Jake and then JC. And, all those things I was taught as a child have come back to me. And, that's what's so great about what I believe. I know there's a higher calling in all this. I have a peace in that. It doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes. Doesn't mean I'm not a human, but I understand there's a much deeper perspective on all this than what would this world be if this was all it was. I mean, it'd be a pretty sad world.
That's very true. And like you said, having the children that you have at home and then leading a team, there's a lot of parallels that go with having a family and having a family. What are some of those parallels that you see go back and forth between UTSA and coming back to the house?
It's the same. It's the same. Now, understand, I'm not saying that I love those kids as much as I do Jordan, Jake, and JC. That's a term of flattery. It's impossible. But I do understand how much those parents love their children because how I love my children. And it's not my job to be their parents. It's not. But it is my job to at least support those parents the best I possibly can. And when those kids are going home, I use this joke all the time. My own children, like Matt Turner's on my staff. He's worked with me over 30 years. And Jordan and Jake will come home and Jason will be like, you won't believe what Coach Turner said. Coach Turner said, like, if you serve other people, like you'll get more joy from that than if you just are the ones getting the present all the time. I'm like, I've been telling you that your whole stinking life. Why does the coach have to come home? It really does take a village. Yeah. And we just want to help our parents. And a lot of our kids don't even have that. A lot of our kids don't have that at the house. And we might be their only parents, quite honestly. So I take great responsibility in that. I know that's why Dr. Compost hired me. I know she felt that in my interview, and she still knows that about me. Now, she also knows there's not a more competitive person in the world than I am. But at the end of the day, it was a compliment the other day. She's like, how much the officials enjoy working my games. But I think back to when I was a high school coach, those first 8 years, I don't think those officials would have said that. And they're for sure got the best version of me. And I still make mistakes. I want to always put that back out there. I'm an imperfect coach, coaching imperfect people. There's going to be imperfection.
Before I let you go, you brought a couple student athletes with you here for AAC Media Days. Why these representatives? What can you say about them?
You're going to get me all choked up. I mean, I've been a head coach for 4 years now. And to have Frank Harris and Rashad Wisdom, what those parents have done, how they raise those two boys. There are very few people you can ever be around as the adult, and you can kind of let your guard down and laugh and have fun with them. But when it's time to play, when it's time to be coached, they'll be respectful. They'll go right back into he's Coach Traylor, and they're unique. And there's no way UTSA is where it is today without those two kids. But a huge tip of the hat to their parents and what they've done raising those two, I call them boys, young men.
And the last question, this is very important because I talked to Lisa about this. Food in San Antonio. Where do you go?
Wow, I've kind of flipped lately. It doesn't matter where you go, street tacos, it doesn't matter where you go. All the street tacos are fantastic.
Okay.
I'm a big Cappy's guy right now. I go down and go to Cappy's, and I mean his stuff is pretty special downtown.
I think if you say the name one more time, they owe us a partnership. So go say
they're important. I'm gonna say this wrong, but since Dr. Compost is standing right here and Kyle, maybe they can bail me out. Taco Plinke, am I saying that correctly? I go over there all the time, street tacos. It's right across I-10
Okay.
where we are, and I'm going in there getting street tacos at all times. So big Cappies and Taco Palenque.
Very nice. Well, Jeff Traylor, thank you, Coach.
It's
Appreciate
awesome.
your time.
Thank you.
And I definitely look forward to what UTSA is going to bring to the American and to this season.
Appreciate it. God bless. Birds up.